It's okay to admit you regret having children. This is not a question, but because I get a lot of emails regarding how can I handle my children, why are my children angry at me, why are my children so mean, why are they so loud, why are they so annoying. That's why I want to talk about it for a little bit. Now, for those of us who have had therapy, I don't mean a psychologist, although it counts for this as well. When you go into therapy, the easiest way to clear an issue or to clear a problem, an illness, a blockage, is to always admit the source of the problem. Because then you are allowed to change it. You see, there's a universal law that says if you want to change something, first you need to accept it for what it is, and then you can change it. Everything wants acceptance. It will really help people that have had children. Oh, before I start, excuse me, we have said in other videos that about 8% of the world population have come to Earth with the intention of having children. This does not mean they have come to Earth to have children, but when they wrote their life book, their blueprint, their contract for this life, they did put children in there. And for those people, it is natural to have children. We don't mean physically natural, but what we mean is the problems that come with children are normal for those people because they had programmed their bodies and their souls that in this life I will have a child or children. We are not talking to those 8%. We are going to talk to the other 92%, although not everybody has children, but we are going to talk to the people that are not in the 8%. This sounds like a fire alarm, but no, it isn't. Okay. Now, it would really help our society if many people that have had children simply admit the fact that they have regretted it instead of being in denial of it all the time. By help our society, what I mean is when you meet a young person that is talking about children, tell her, look, it's not all it's cracked out to be. It is not a Colgate commercial. There are problems to having children. I had them because I thought it was something glamorous, and I have regretted it. I had them because I thought they would bring me attention, and I have regretted it. I had them because I believed the man would stay, and I have regretted it. Say these things to young people so they can have more choices, so they won't go into having children because they think they will get attention. And that way, only the people that have actually come to have children will go ahead with it, despite the problems. See, this is how our society becomes smarter. We need to pass on the knowledge we got from doing something that we were not meant to do, so that the next generation won't do it unconsciously, just like our generation did. A lot of people are going to say, you're a bad mother. How could you ever regret having children? You know what? The people that say this is because they have also regretted having children, but they cannot face this. So they will put you down if you say or if you admit that you have regretted having children. But every change has its difficulties. So you will go through some difficulties, but you know what? You will bring a lot of changes to the world by admitting this. So do it. Be brave and do it. Because a lot of women, without you even having asked them, a lot of women and men actually, I should not just single out women, it's just that I hear it more from women. But a lot of people, without having been asked, will bring up the conversation about children so that they can say, but I didn't regret having them. But you know what? I didn't ask you whether you have regretted it or not. So why are you mentioning it? Are you trying to convince me, or are you trying to convince yourself? Because you're not really convincing me, but this is beside the point. I did not ask you. Why do you bring it up? Why do you constantly look for a situation where you can bring up this phrase, but I did not regret having them? You're trying to convince yourself you did regret having them, and it's okay. It's okay. We all make mistakes, really stupid ones sometimes. It's okay. Admit it, and then teach the young people what it's really like to have children. This is how we become smarter as a society. Because right now, because the people that control us want to keep us stupid, because you see, if we are not stupid, it's difficult to be controlled. They just keep telling us, yes, have children. And they keep making it like something sacred if you have a child. Honey, it's 8 minutes of sex. Sometimes even less. What's so sacred about that? There's nothing sacred about breeding unconsciously. There's nothing sacred about having sex without a condom. So, don't fall into that propaganda. And also, you will find more support after you say, you know what, hey, I had them and I have regrets. Someone will say, I understand you. Me too. I don't want to admit it, but I feel exactly the same way. And even your body will start working better regarding your children. Because even your body now is saying, what am I doing with these little bastards? And who the hell are they anyway? I have come here for something different. And you were trying to convince your body that no, you are going to be a parent because it's nice, it's glamorous, it is respectful. It's not. Really, it isn't respectful. Also, you are not doing the earth a favor either. When the gods said multiply, it's because we only had 2. We are now over 7 billion. It's okay now, you can stop. You see, we need to come out of the caves as far as having children is concerned. We are still breeding as if we were in the caves, but we are not there anymore. The species has survived. We can slow down now. So for those of you that have had them and that weren't really supposed to have them, it's okay to say, oops, really it is, instead of trying to find all these ways to make your life meaningful by the fact that you have children. This isn't a judgment whether you should have had them or not, but you would be a big help if you admit you have regretted it. Because then you will really help the next generation. I want to close it with, this is not a judgment. We all make mistakes. This is how we learn. But you see, we need to pass our learning on instead of go into denial. And then the next generation does not learn either. My mother had 7 children. Don't ask me why, but she did. But she always kept telling us, don't make the same mistakes. Make sure this is what you want before you do it. And you know what? Out of those 7 children, only one of us has children. And that was by accident. But that's another story. And the rest of us asked questions before this came about. And we discovered that this is not what we came here to do. So my mother might not have been the smartest woman in the world, but she made sure she passed on what she learned to her 7 children. So do the same thing. Or simply, it's okay to admit it, that you made a mistake. It's okay. It's okay. A child is a mistake in most cases. By going into denial about it, we are never going to get anywhere. I will leave it at this.